Hello everyone, I am Surabhi going to discuss about principles of programming using C. Structure of C program. A C program consists of a preprocessive directives, global variable definition, function prototypes, a main function and a user-defined functions. Preprocessive directives such as hash include and define are used to prepare the program for compilation. Global variable definitions provide access to variables throughout the program. Function prototypes declare the name, return type, and parameters of functions. The main function serves as the program's entry point while user-defined functions perform specific tasks. Together, the complements form a functional C program. Documentation section, preprocessive directives, definition section, global declaration section, main function or a entry point, variable declaration, body of a main function, function definition. Let's move on to quadratic equation. The standard form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b and c are real. B square minus 4ac is known as discriminant of quadratic equation. It tells the nature of the roots. Algorithm of quadratic equation. Step 1. Input the coefficient a, b and c of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c from the user. Step 2. Calculate the discriminant d using the formula d equal to b square minus 4ac. Step 3. Check the nature of the roots based on the discriminant. If d is greater than 0, the roots are real and distinct. If d is equal to 0, the roots are real and equal. If d is less than 0, the roots are complex. Step 4. Calculate the roots based on the nature of the roots using quadratic formula. Step 5. Output the nature of the roots and the values of the roots. So this is the quadratic equation program. While loop. A while loop is a control flow statement that allows a block of code to be executed repeatedly based on a given condition. Syntax. The syntax of a while loop in C is: the condition is evaluated before the loop starts. The loop body is executed repeatedly until the condition becomes false. Use a while loop when you don't know the number of iterations in advance. Here's a step-by-step. Condition evaluation. The condition is evaluated before the loop starts. If the condition is true, the loop body is executed. Loop body execution. The code inside the loop body is executed. Condition re-evaluation. After the loop body is executed, the condition is re-evaluated. Repeat or exit. If the condition is still true, the loop body is executed again. If the condition becomes false, the loop exists. Example. Here is an example of a while loop in C. Do-while loop. A do-while loop is a control flow statement that executes a block of code repeatedly based on a given condition. The loop continues to execute until the condition becomes false. So this is a syntax of a do-while loop. The code inside the do block is executed at least once. The condition is evaluated after the code is executed. Use a do-while loop when you want to execute the code at least once regardless of the condition. Here's a step-by-step breakdown. Code execution. The code inside the do block is executed once. Condition evaluation. The condition is evaluated after the code is executed. Repeat or exit. If the condition is true, the code is executed again. If the condition is false, the loop exists. Here is an example of do-while loop in a C program. Input and output statements. Scanf. The scanf function in C is a versatile input function that allows user to read formatted input from a console. The function takes two main arguments, a format string and a variable list. The format string specifies the expected format of the input data using format specifiers such as %d for integers, %f for floating point numbers, and %s for strings. The variable list specifies the addresses of the variables where the input data will be stored. Additionally, users should be cautious when using scanf with strings to prevent buffer overflow. By checking the return value of scanf, users can ensure that the input operation was successful. Overall, scanf provides a convenient way to read input data from the console in a formatted manner. Printf. The printf function in C is a powerful output function that allows users to print formatted output to the console. The function takes a format string as its first argument, followed by a variable number of arguments that correspond to the format specifiers in the string. The format string can contain format specifiers such as %d for integers, %f for floating point numbers, and %s for strings, which are replaced by the actual values of the corresponding arguments. By using printf, users can print output in a neat and organized manner, making it easier and to read and understand. Overall, printf is an essential function in C programming that provides a flexible and efficient way to print output to the console. Now let us move on to functions. A function in a C is a set of statements that when called perform some specific task. It is basically a building block of a C program that provides a modularity and code reusability. The programming statements of a function are enclosed with a double braces. They are also called subroutines or procedures in other languages. There are three categories of functions. First one is library function. Second one, user-defined function. Third is recursive function. Library function. Library functions are predefined functions that are included in the C standard library. These functions can be used by including the relevant header file and calling the function by its name. Example of library functions: printf for printing output, scanf for reading output, square root for calculating square root, POW for calculating power. User-defined functions. User-defined functions are functions that are defined by a programmer themselves. These functions can be used to perform specific tasks or calculations. Examples of user-defined functions: calculating area of a rectangle, calculating factorial of a number, converting temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Recursive function. Recursive functions are functions that call themselves repeatedly until a base condition is met. These functions are useful for solving problems that have recursive structures. Examples of recursive functions: calculating factorial of a number, calculating Fibonacci series, traversing a binary tree. So let us move on to the last topic, pointers. Pointers are variables that store the memory address of another variable. In other words, a pointer points to the location in a memory where a variable is stored. Declaring pointers. To declare a pointer, you use the asterisk symbol before the pointer name. For example, int asterisk ptr. This declares a pointer named ptr that points to an integer. Initializing pointers. To initialize a pointer, you need to assign it the address of a variable. You can do this using the address of operator. For example, int x is equals to 10, int asterisk ptr equal to operator x. This initializes the pointer ptr to the point to the variable x. Resetting the value, print the value stored at that address. Pointer types. There are several types of pointers in C, including int, character, float, void. Int, a pointer to an integer. Character, a pointer to a character. Float, a pointer to a floating point number. Void, a generic pointer that can point to any type of data. So null pointers. A null pointer is a pointer that does not point to a valid memory location. Null pointers are typically represented using the constant null or the integer value 0. For example, so this is an example of null pointers. This declares a null pointer named ptr. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.